Yeah, yeah, yeah. Show me some. Show me some. Show me some.
Good day, Madam.
Show me some.
Teresa.
Show me some.
How are you?
Fantastical, Bradtastical.
Do you know how much I love doing these podcasts with you? And in fact, not only do I love doing them with you, but I also love to see the get up every day because I'm not a part of your organization. You're not a part of mine, so we don't get to see each other every day. And I don't know how many of your team has seen the white on white that you got to the white glasses with the white necklace with the pink kind of matching the like. Your team gets to see this all the time. I don't get to see this side of you, Miranda Martin.
That's
This
just
is
one of the inside perks of the Don't Suck at Sales podcast, right? It's like the unsung, like awesome things here that you
Right.
get.
Right.
So-
Exactly. It's so cool, buddy. We talk about just how, we were talking about our merchandise this morning, just how cool it is, just all the support and love that we're getting. You were picking out some really cool stuff. You're picking out hats and shirts and sweatshirts because the winter is kind of coming around the corner. So we're just super grateful for just everything, right? All of the support. And I know that we're checking kind of the YouTube channels and all that, but speaking of that idea, right, really trying to communicate and hear from everyone, this particular topic today is exactly that. It's somebody that reached out and said, hey, can you guys please just talk about like things that you do when you don't want to dial, right? And I can't tell you like that was such a thing for me. Every single weekend I would get up and I'd be like, oh, I would just dread Fridays because that used to be our old dial day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, pretty much every day of the week was. But I would dread it every single time I have to go to dial. So we're hearing you, we're listening to you, we're reading the comments, we're paying attention, we're taking notes. And so thank you. What was it, listeners 03037896 or whatever it was. But thank you so much. And so this is for you. This is because we heard you. And so Miranda, I really kind of want to push this one to your side, if that's okay, and really have you lead this one, because I think that this is your forte. It's your background. It's something that you've done such an amazing job with. So what can we do? And I know I think you're going to give it a title too, but like, again, if I go to approach the phones and I'm just not motivated, I'm just not excited, I just can't do it. Like, what can you help with within their thought process to be able to do that?
So I think the title is Get Out of Your Own Damn Way, right? So that's what I'm talking about. And okay, the thing is, if you're sitting there dialing the phone and you're thinking, I don't want to dial, who are you thinking about? Yourself, right? And that is like problem number one, is if you're sitting there just worried about you, that's like the number one way to suck at sales, right? Because you got to make it about other people, help other people get what they want, you get what you want. But as self-employed, we need to figure out ways to like get ourselves fired up in the morning. Some people read books, other people listen to podcasts like this, whatever. But I find that there's like 4 boxes that we all may be in all 4. We might be in a couple of them, but by identifying these boxes, you can figure out ways to inspire yourself to get out of your own damn way in the morning. You're ready for that? You're ready?
Let's do it.
All right. So the first box is helping people. If that's you, if you get inspired by helping people, then you got to think about them when you're dialing the phone, because I know for me, if you get in front of 5 people, you're going to help one, even if you suck, first of all. Okay. But 9 out of 10 people need life insurance. You know how many people are going to tell you they don't need it? Probably all of them when you call. I don't need it, blah, 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 whatever. But we are here to help people. We are here to make sure if they die, the family doesn't lose the home, the family's not screwed, and 90% are. Right. So if that's you, that's what I'd be thinking about is, holy crap, I bought this lead, or I got this lead, and I owe it to these people to at least have this conversation and help them get out of their own damn way, so that we can make sure that if someone dies, the family's okay. Yeah. So that would be box number 1, right? Is helping people.
I remember you saying that too. I don't know whether it was at a conference or whether it was on a big call or something. You're like, when you purchase this lead, you're contracting yourself to do what's right and not what's easy. And I'm like, oh, that's so good. I remember having a conversation this was whatever, a guy was telling me that he's struggling. And he's like, I'm just struggling. He's like, I'm struggling with my close percentage. I'm struggling with my show factor. And I said, I can fix it in one instant. All you have to do is care. Like genuinely and wholeheartedly just care. Like care. Like this, I'm calling my mom right now. I'm calling my dad. I'm calling my brother. I'm calling my sister. I'm calling my cousin. To put them in that. And your cousin, you're not going to let off the hook, right? Your mom, you're not going to let off the hook. Like, you're going to have those super intentional conversations. Like, mom, you need this. You know, Ronnie, you need this. Like, those people in your life that you truly care about. Like, you're gonna like just tell them to stop and like kind of have that demeanor and that attitude and that mentality. So that's good. I love that helper feel, Mer.
Yep, absolutely. So care, right? I love that. Help people. You're here to make sure that they are okay. And if they say no, at least you did your job and you got through the sales process with them and help them think about these things, right? So the second box, okay, we first is helping people. Second box is like, who out there loves competition, right? Who out there loves to see their name on those leaderboards? Who out there loves to beat their compadre? You know, like John and I, like, that's one of the things that really motivates us. Like I will say, hey, we're gonna, you know, I want to wake up in the morning and know that my numbers were better than John's. I'm sure he looks at that for me. But so if that's important to you, find ways to either generate competition with somebody or be in competition with, they might not even know that you're in competition with them, but find somebody to beat, right? Wake up every morning, you know, have accountability groups, whatever the case may be, but you are the generator of that, right? Like, we are responsible to find ways for us to get excited. And that, to me, if I'm not in competition in some regard, I don't feel like I'm moving as fast as I could. It took me a long time to figure that out, John, but I was like, things just feel like stagnant because I wasn't chasing after anything. Right. So, man, that's mine. That's like my number one box.
Yeah, like that was always mine too, right? It's just like, I just love that, like, I got you, right? And sometimes I didn't even need to say it, and other people would be like, all right. And I find it, even, you know, to this day, even when we have teams and we're kind of growing, like, we have there's this guy, his last name in our company he's called Cook. And so I literally put on like a Cookie Monster competition, right, to beat him. It's just always finding those ways to compete, you know, in your category, to make sure that you're kind of winning. So I love that one.
I was actually talking to one of my teams in my agency today, and I was like, how can we make sure that when people show up that they are fighting to see their name at the top of certain lists, right? Like, I remember when I ran call centers in my previous life, every day you'd walk in and you'd be like, people would just want to see their name move up, right? So it's like, whatever you can do to create that, do it, right? So
yeah.
All right, box three. This one is something else we really like, and it's a core value of symmetry, equality. Have fun, get stuff done, right? That's box 3. If you're not having fun, you're probably sucking at your business. Isn't it like when you're in a slump or you're not doing well, like, doesn't it suck and it like feels like crap and you're not enjoying it, right? So box number 3 would be find ways to have fun with what you're doing, right? Like, that's one of the reasons that I wear these fun colored bright things all the time, because guys, like, it helps put me in a good mood. Hopefully it helps other people go in a good mood. I'm not always in a good mood. Ask my boyfriend, ask my kids. John, you've seen it. But guess what? When I'm when I'm working and helping people and doing my job, that's our responsibility, isn't it? Right? So find ways to have fun, right? And it might not be even fun with work first. What are you doing in your life to have fun, to make yourself smile? Are you listening to music? Are you, I don't know. I like making things pink. It makes it fun. It makes it, you know, like, so John, I know that this is definitely not something you struggle with.
Yeah, no, not at all. And I love what you said there too, is like, if you're not having fun, you're probably sucking. And there's so much truth to that. Like, I know for a fact that, like, I used to have to challenge myself, Miranda, to like, okay, I would get like when I was dialing, I'd get like in these little ruts. And once I became aware of them, once I recognized them, once I had that like stinking thinking and those negative thought processes, and like I'm like, oh, here goes this amount of money. Here I burned this. Here I did this. I would literally stop, disconnect from what I was doing, and I'd go and listen to a 5-minute motivational video. I'd go and listen to like my favorite song that just put me in a happy place. And I would take 5 minutes or 10 minutes and I would literally just put myself in like back to that amazing kind of headspace. And then I'd get back to doing it. And I'd notice again, once it started happening again, 30, 45 minutes later, an hour later, I'd stop again, recognize it, and then go and put myself in that happy place. And so I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I just subconsciously did it. And now I'm so aware of it that like when that happens, like I'll even have to disconnect from a phone call and be like, all right, hey, just had a super important call come in. Let's go ahead and catch up later. Because like, I don't want to bring my negativity upon that other person. So I think that that's really good, bud.
Yeah. Yeah. And fun is just so important. I love having fun with people that are grumpy. I know that sounds funny, weird, but like, okay, think about it. If you call somebody and they are like mad as hell, right? You call, they bark at you, like, and you're just like, it wasn't you that was the problem, right? And quite frankly, when people request life insurance or what, like they're thinking about dying, right? Like if you, let's say, get a lead at 2 a.m, right? That person was up at 2 a.m thinking about what happens if I die. And now you call them. No wonder they're not in a great mood. Like they're talking, you know what I mean? Like, so anyways, I have a game when somebody's kind of rude, I will call them back, and I helped almost every single one that I can think of with a policy. It wasn't right that day usually, but like I will call them back and I will help them. I remember, John, we were talking about this. I had a lady, she came through text. She requested a lead and I asked her about, her information. She says, I'm already dead. And I was like, okay. It's like, hold, I'm like, I gotta figure this one out. I'm like, I've never had a text conversation with a dead person, and and then the whole point is to get them talking. And it turns out she was in a grumpy mood because her husband just died. She didn't think her kids loved her. All this stuff happened. Anyways, I ended up helping her, but it was like a game. I'm like, all right, this lady is not in a good place. I'm still going to help her.
Yeah.
Right. Because 90% of people need our help, even if they're grumpy. They probably need it more because if you're grumpy, it's statistically, you're not going to live as long. So it's like, that's even more important.
Well, and really though, like, I think that that's extremely important too, is that people wrapping their head around the idea is like 9 out of 10 people that you talk to need what you're offering. Either they don't have any life insurance whatsoever, or they don't have enough coverage put in place. 9 out of 10. Like, so once you like sell yourself on that idea, that is going to kind of help you. And I know you're kind of like statistics, right, are super important too, kind of leading into that.
Oh, the last box. Last box. I'm going to call it, we call it, if you read the 5 voices, right? There's one box, it's called like the guardian, right? The keeper of statistics, right? The one that needs numbers. And that if that's you probably need to know what the odds are. We just told you some, right? 9 out of 10 people need our help, right? Probably 2, John, maybe 3 are going to do it even if you're horrible. Yeah. But it's like the other 1 or 2 might not do it at all, even if you're amazing. So we're trying to help the people in the middle, right? But here's the thing that I learned, because I'm a third voice guardian, right? So I can hang out with the analytical people. I'm not like crazy with it, but I can hang with you guys. So by tracking my numbers, I learned that when I dialed the phone 9 different clients, 9 pieces of paper, 9 leads, I would book somebody. No matter what type of lead it was. I knew because I tracked my numbers. I'm like, all right, I need to dial the phone 9 times and I'm going to book an appointment, because that's just how it goes for me. So statistically, I'm going to beat John. No, okay. But if statistics is something that like fires you up, you got to know those metrics, man. And it's just a numbers game. It's a numbers game, right? You buy enough leads or get enough leads, you dial them like 5 freaking times. Like you buy the lead, you triple dial them, right? Call the same number 3 times. And then you call them 5 times in a week. I'm going to tell you it's nearly impossible to not win that week. But the thing is, most people don't dial the phone enough to even get there, right? Most people say, I can't get out of my own damn way. Why am I sucking at sales? And it's because you're not dialing. That's it.
Right. Like if you really think about it, either you owe the numbers or the numbers owe you, period, point blank. You cannot fail. Like that idea of activity eats skill set for lunch is so true. And that's the only reason why I won, I think, the way that I did and went on, to do what I did in the company is because like just that massive activity, just it was massive. It was making 1,000 dials a week. And
that's, you did. And here's the thing. If you're part-time and you get in front, you cannot lose. You're probably going to help at least a family if you get in front of 5. If you get in front of 10, you're full-time, you cannot lose. But here's what John was willing to do, what I was willing to do. We would dial until we got in front of the amount of people we needed to. It didn't matter, right? Because it's impossible to lose. And like you said, it might take 1,000 dials. It might take 50. I don't know. But I do know 1,000% you get in front of those people every week. That's how I became the top female for the year. I wasn't great at it. I just got in front of people all the time, non-negotiably, right? So statistically, you will win.
Yeah.
And we knew, John, what's on the other side of the dials, right? That's what it all comes down to. You knew when you were getting out of the field that when you dialed for how many weeks that you were going to be done dialing probably forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the statistics.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
That's all you're doing. And like, I would even kind of make a game of it too, is like, keep track of your dials. Like literally just keep track of that. How many dials did you make throughout the course of the week? And then how much did you get in deposits? And then divide your dials from your total number of deposits. And then that's dollars per dial. You start making $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, $11 per dial. That's like, no matter what the result is, you can take the emotion out of it. It's every single time you click that little green button, you made money. Doesn't matter what the result was. Every time you hit that little green button, you are making money. So that will kind of help that guardian mindset too. And I know that we're way past. We
are. But here's the thing. All right. So helping people, competition, fun, statistics, and then button it all up with why the heck are you here? What's on the other side of these dials? I know I was dialing to change my life for me and my kids, win free trips, not have to worry about the price tags on menus. Like I was fighting for a better life and to help people. What's your why? Yeah. Right? Drop it in the chat. Which one of your 4, or not chat, but the comments, which one of those are your 4? And we'll see you on the next one.
You guys were just taught another valuable lesson on how not to suck at sales by Miranda Martin. Love it. I'm John Ziller. We appreciate you guys. Click, like, love, share, whatever. Keep doing what you guys have been doing. We're super grateful. Outside of that, bye, y'all. Have a great day.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We truly appreciate all of the comments and all the love and all the outpouring that you guys are giving us. If you want to contact us individually, if you have certain questions for us about this particular episode, or if you have questions about anything, any ideas, tips, or tricks that you want to share with us, please click the link below. You'll have a direct access link to Miranda and a direct access link to myself.
Yep. Keep the ideas coming, guys, because anything that we can do to help you not suck at sales, well, that's our mission. So it's a wrap.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Show me some. Show me some. Show me some. Show me some.